Merry Christmas, San Antonio, Texas. You now have the NBA's best team. You suddenly have the NBA's best team in a shock to me. Once upon a time, I was the biggest San Antonio Spurs fan outside of San Antonio. Once upon a time, I could have been elected mayor of San Antonio. I never liked Pop. I thought he was an overrated bully of a product of Duncan, Parker, Ginobili, but I love those three, the biggest three ever. I love those teams and what they did to LeBron and company again and again and again, except for Game 6 of 2013, but don't get me started. But I'm from Oklahoma City. I never loved the first version of the Thunder's NBA Finals team with KD, Westbrook, and James Harden. Couldn't get my arms around any of them for reasons I've detailed. But last year's Thunder snatched my heart. It was a college rah-rah team that snatched the NBA's heart, hijacked the NBA. This team doing that to this league that way? Impossible. But they did it, and they are defending champs, and incredibly, impossibly, they lost nobody over the offseason. Never has happened before. An NBA champion, or champion in any sport for that matter, lost nobody. It was only going to get better and better and better. And they start off this year 24-1. And the turning point came in an interview the day before the Cup semifinal in Las Vegas against the San Antonio Spurs, when Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, reigning MVP, off to a second straight MVP type year, looked like he was going to repeat as MVP, was asked the day before the Cup semifinal about breaking Golden State's 73-9 all-time wins record, one-loss record. And I must admit, I was a little concerned. I winced when he embraced the idea of breaking the record, 73-9 when they were 24-1. So all they needed was 50 more wins. And he embraced the question about it. Absolutely, winning matters to us. And it came across to me as a little bit arrogant, a little condescending, a little like, we got this. They're going to be favored to win every game. Maybe they will win every game. It was becoming a little too ho-hum in a league that is desperately scratching and clawing to bridge the gap with the Thunder. And I must admit, I didn't really see the Spurs coming. Wemby was out. He'd missed 12 games, but quietly in those 12, wait a second, San Antonio had won 9 of those 12, gone 9-3 without Wemby. He was going to come back on a pitch count, limited minutes. And all of a sudden, in the Cup semifinal, I saw a team that measures up across the board to the Thunder in ways I never could have imagined. I saw fierce athleticism. I saw fierce commitment to defense. I saw fierce physicality on the part of the San Antonio Spurs. I saw fierce high IQ, well-coached, smart basketball, committed, driven, probably jump-started by SGA's interview quotes, which surely wound up on some whiteboard, chalkboard, something in their locker room. They were aware that the Thunder thought they were invincible at this point. And here they came. It got closer in the end than it really was. It wound up 111-109. But I could tell the better team had won. Stephon Castle has turned into a superstar right before your very eyes, and he outplayed SGA in that game, as he was about to do for 3 straight games on both ends of the floor. Stephon Castle is a man's man. Talk about an NBA Jordan-esque body. Whew. Plays so hard, plays so smart, plays so locked in, carries himself with such supremely confident swagger. He has arrived. And all of a sudden, Wemby found his place in the rotation. Wemby's had problems sustaining his energy over an 82-game season. Obviously had some injury issues, but if you look at Wemby's record as a starter in the NBA, it's shockingly poor. I kept saying for the first 2 years, how can you have the defensive player of the year, the best, the greatest shot blocker we've ever seen, who can dribble, pass, shoot threes, shot way too many threes for my taste, but who can do it all at whatever he is, 7'4". He's 49-81 as a starter. As we speak right now, Victor Wembanyama, 49-81 as a starter, hasn't been able to sustain his energy and has acknowledged that. But all of a sudden, if you keep his minutes around 20-ish, 25 today, he played 26 at Oklahoma City, comes off the bench. He comes off with bursts of energy, re-energized, without the whole show, especially the offense on his shoulders. The offense used to bog down. There was a lot of ball stopping by Wemby. Too much dribble, try to create. There was too much solo act from Wemby for the offense to click, because the offense has weapons everywhere. I mean, athletes and weapons everywhere. And all of a sudden, Wemby has found his place because he comes off the bench and just detonates. So in 26 minutes today, he had 19 and 11. And against Oklahoma City, he brings the rawest energy, the most trash-talky energy, because he clearly does not like Chet Holmgren. For whatever reason, he loves to beat up on Chet Holmgren, to intimidate Chet Holmgren in ways that Chet isn't intimidated against anybody else, but against Wemby, he shrinks. He does. Wemby's got his number psychologically and physically. And all of a sudden, Wemby and Hartenstein just look like a couple of guys to me up against Wemby. And then they've added the best clutch player, the best closer in the game in De'Aaron Fox. God, De'Aaron Fox has just destroyed LeBron and the Lakers over the last few years. Just destroyed them. And he didn't even have a good game at San Antonio in game number 2 in this here recent streak. It was 130-110, and he didn't contribute much. But today, De'Aaron Fox goes 12 of 19. You know, talk about a mid-range game and a 3. He made 3 or 4 from 3 for 29. Yikes. And then there's so many other weapons. Keldon Johnson and Vassell, Harrison Barnes, steady Eddie, old veteran for them. They shot 54% against what I thought was the best defense in pro basketball. They have the best defense. The Spurs do. The Spurs have not been they're a middle-of-the-pack three-point shooting team just below the Thunder, who's middle of the pack. But today they shot 38%. They made 11 of 29. Today, the Thunder at home shot 25% from 3, made 11 on 44 attempts. So they missed 15 more threes than San Antonio missed. That's the game. That's 117-102. SGA has a hard time with Castle, name them. They just parade Vassell, Harrison Barnes. They throw one athletic, badass defender at him after another, and he struggles. what's that? 10-ish below his average. 22 today, 7 of 19, 1 of 6 from 3. He had a game worse, did SGA, minus 15. He doesn't look like himself. He doesn't play with that gliding arrogance. He doesn't get to the free throw line. They're not giving him the respect, the refs, to get to the free throw line against these guys, because they're saying, well, these guys play legit hard defense. Other teams, he just lives at the free throw line and gets every call because the refs are saying, come on, play some defense against him. Spurs play great defense against him. And nobody else came along for the ride. The other all-star, J-Dub, had 12 today. Alex Caruso, who's been big in big games, big playoff games, had 12, but it took 3 of 13 and 2 of 12 from 3. He made some nice plays, but he didn't have any steals. Oklahoma City led in steals, but it was only 7-3. Oklahoma City shot 39% against the best defense in pro basketball. Wow. I just didn't see this coming. That's 3 times since December 13th where they've just gone statement, statement, statement. Now, quick aside, I was texting with Spike Lee, just a Merry Christmas, but I told him this is the year for the Knicks in the Eastern Conference. And you got me. The Knicks did turn right around and beat the Spurs in the Cup final. Finally won something for the first time since 1973. I give you that. But the Spurs were not up for you. They had just beaten the champs. You caught them the best place, best time. You Knicks, there's no way you could beat the Spurs in a 7-game series. There's just no way. They're just better than you all around. Just shocking to me that a Thunder that I thought was going to run away with the NBA has a nemesis, has Kryptonite, has a mirror image that's better than they are. That's 3 times. That's a large enough body of work. There's no fluke here. There's no aberration. This wasn't a one-off. There's no luck involved. This is punishment. 3-time statement. The 3rd time was the charm for the Spurs. Neutral court at San Antonio, at Oklahoma City, on Christmas Day, on the biggest NBA stage. You got me. You got them. You got their number. I am impressed, and I love Wemby coming off the bench. Wemby in doses is the way to go because the doses are lethal. The doses are lethal. If you have him on the floor for 35 or 40 minutes, his energy flags, fades, and you keep going to him because he's Victor freaking Wembanyama, and you go to him and he's dribbling and he's going to, between the legs, and he's going to dribble and he's going to create his own 3. And I keep saying, just use your length where it matters most, in the paint. And he still doesn't do that enough, but he's so good in bursts that it just changes the game against Oklahoma City. It's perfect. Him coming off the bench has changed life in San Antonio. It's going to be hard ego-wise to keep him coming off the bench, but if they're smart, they will. Wemby changing the game off the bench. You can let him close, but you got De'Aaron Fox to do that. Man, all of a sudden, I didn't even mention Dylan Harper. It's another big score of a high draft pick. Way to go, Spurs. Post-pop, you're just as good, if not better. This is going to be a long-running rivalry between Oklahoma City and San Antonio, but right now, you can just tell from the start, Oklahoma City gave them their bus punch from the start today. They threw all they had at them. What were they at, maybe 6 or 8 early? And San Antonio just shrugged like Ali on the ropes in Zaire. As he said to Foreman, that all you got? That all you got? Remember rope-a-dope? That all you got? That all you got? Well, that's what they said to the Thunder today. That all you got? like, okay, watch this. And here they went. And from that moment on, they just dominated. They were clearly the better basketball team in every way, shape, and form, including better coached. Wow. It's going to make the Spurs, it's going to humble them, stop them in their arrogant tracks, condescending tracks, and make them reassess who they are and where they're headed. Maybe this would be good for them. They say the NBA doesn't start until Christmas Day. Well, I hope it didn't end on Christmas Day for the Oklahoma City Thunder. As my wife comes in the door, I'm going to let you go because I got to go celebrate Christmas. Merry Christmas, San Antonio.